Um, Welcome guys to Sparky Graphics Training once again. Today I'll be showing you guys everything you need to know on Pixel Lab. Okay, Pixel Lab. So move over to Pixel Lab. You go to your phone where you already downloaded and installed your Pixel Lab. So here is our Pixel Lab. So we tap on it. Okay, and then Pixel Lab will automatically open. Okay, it will open. So now this appears because I already have I've already done some designs, but for newly installed Pixel Lab you will not see this, so you cancel this. So now this is what will appear when you open your Pixel Lab. Okay, so now what is Pixel Lab? Pixel Lab is an application, okay, where you can make designs, you can make logos, flyers, advert flyers, birthday cards, name is any type of design. You can make it with your Pixel Lab. Okay, so that is what Pixel Lab is used for. So we'll get started with all the icons on Pixel Lab, and I will explain them one after the other. Okay, I'll explain them one after the other. So we'll start with the plus sign. When you tap on this plus sign, as you can see, you see text, you see current date, you see stickers, and then you see shapes. Okay, so now this is how your Pixel Lab appears. So you tap on the plus sign, you see text, you tap on text, you see where they write new text. Okay, if you tap on it again and another text, another one will appear. Okay, another one will appear. If you keep tapping on it, another one will also appear, another text will also appear. Bring it to the center. So that's the function of that plus sign. So now when you tap on this text, for instance, to now write, you click on the pen. Have you seen this place that is like pencil? Okay, you tap on it, okay, then you see the pencil appear, then you click on it. When you click on it, you can actually write. Okay, you can write anything you want. For instance, you can write John, that's my name. You can write John, then okay, you can write John. So that's how you write, that's how to write. You place it at the center. So now that is for the first icon, text. Then the next one we move to is current date. You tap on it. When you tap on it, you drag it there, date will appear. So today actually is 8th of July 2022. So the current date will actually appear. So you can see the date actually appears here. Hope you can see that. Okay, so now we move over to the next one. The next one is sticker. So you tap on sticker. Once you tap on sticker, you will see lots of stickers here. Lots of stickers, but you see lots of stickers. Anyone you want to use, you see some of them, you see them. Anyone you want to use for your design, you can actually make use of it. Anyone you want. There are lots of stickers, lots and lots of them. Okay, you also have emojis here. You can choose anyone that you want to use. You can choose any emoji you want. And there are also stickers that you actually pay for. These ones you will pay for them. Okay, you pay for those ones. Sorry about that. You can see that you need to pay for those stickers, so you can ignore that. So now that's that for that. That's for stickers. Then the next one you have is shapes. So you tap on shapes. Okay, and once you tap on shapes, you will see a shape appear. That's a square shape. Okay, that's a square shape. But you can, if you are not looking for a square shape, how do you get other shapes? This is what you do. You see this point where you see an arrow facing down, you tap on it. Okay, all the shapes available on Pixel Lab will actually pop up. Okay, then you select the one you want. If you want this shape, you tap on it, you can see it changes. Okay, you tap on it again, you can select another shape, you can see it changes. Then let's go back to our square shape. Okay, so now that's how to select any shape you actually want to use for your design. Then let's check the features that are down here. The first one we have is radius. But once you increase the radius, you will see that the edges of the shape actually changes. You can see the edges are changing, the edges are changing, the edges are changing till you can change till you have a circular shape. That is, the more you increase the radius, it actually becomes circle. So if you return it back, you see you are getting back our square shape. Turn it back, we are getting back our square shape, and then you see you can get back our square shape completely. So that's the function of the radius. We also have opacity. Opacity is actually if you see this shape is colored, is white color. So now, and the opacity is 100. Opacity is actually the degree of the color. Okay, so imagine now we reduce the opacity. You can see that the white color is actually reducing. Okay, let me actually put color. So how do you put color to your shape? You can see where we have color. So you tap on it and you choose the one you want. So for this yellow color now, let's go back to our opacity. Yellow color here, the opacity is 100. So now if you actually reduce the opacity, you see that the yellow color actually becomes lighter. Okay, we use this for church flyers, because when you're actually designing church flyers, you will have to reduce the opacity a little. So you can see you're now seeing my name. Have you seen? You're now reducing the opacity. If you reduce the opacity completely, you cannot see the shape anymore. So as you are increasing the opacity, the color is coming back, it's coming back, it's coming back. You can see. So that's the work of opacity. Okay, we also have stroke. Okay, stroke is what is to actually add it to the sides. Strokes are attached to sides of your designs. Okay, so imagine now we increase the stroke. You can see the function of the stroke. Strokes are actually attached to the sides of your designs. Okay, so you reduce the stroke. You can actually choose the color of your stroke. If you move down, you see stroke color. So you can choose the color of your stroke that you want to use. Either you want to use blue, you can see the stroke color changes. If you tap on white, you see the stroke color changes, or red, it changes. So that is for stroke. Okay, then you have your blur radius. Okay, you can see on that stroke, you can see the blur radius actually becomes blur, but when you reduce it, the color gets back itself. Okay, so that's that for that. So we are done with that. The next one we move into is what? From gallery. Okay, that is to get any image from your gallery. So you tap on from gallery. Okay, it will actually take you to your gallery. So on your gallery, you choose any image that you want. Any image that you want on your gallery, you can select. You can select any image that you want. So I'll just look for something and use there. Select any image that you want on your gallery. So let me go to my gallery. Let me click on here. Let me go to recent. Let me go to my gallery and select something. Please be patient. My gallery takes time to pop up because I have lots of stuff on my gallery. So now on your gallery, you select. I can actually select my picture here. Okay, the picture to actually appear on your pixel lab. You can see how the picture appears right now. So this is how you can actually get any image that you want from your gallery, and it will actually appear on your design and you use it. You can see how it fits very well in that place. Hope you can see now. So that is the beauty of images, taking them from Pixel Lab. So that is it. So now we are done with that. Then the next thing we have here is draw. To draw something, so you tap on it. You can see now when you tap on it, if you want to draw anything you want to draw, a cat or a pencil, anything you want to write, that is what drawing actually does. Then let's move to what we find here. We have pen size. If you want your write-up to be very tiny, okay, you reduce the size of your pen. You reduce the size of your pen. If you write something, it will become very light. You can see this one was more thicker, but this one is now lighter. Why? Because I've reduced the pen size to 5. The first one was actually 10. So if I increase the pen size to 40, you can see the thickness of the write-up. So that is how the importance of the pen size. Well, if you reduce it to like 1, you can see very faint. So that is the importance of the pen size. And also we have blur radius. If you increase your blur radius and you actually use it, you will see the stuff is actually very faint. Okay, let's increase the pen size. You can see why, because the blur radius has been increased. You can see the blur radius has been increased, so that is why it is now blurring. But if you use the blur radius and you now write it, it will show normally. Okay, so that's that for pen size. And you can actually erase everything. Okay, so you tap on this stuff that looks like an eraser, you tap on it. So when you tap on it, you can now erase everything. So you increase your pen size so that you can erase at a faster rate. So you see, you can now erase everything that you wrote with the pen. Okay, erase everything. I hope you have erased everything. So that is that for pen size. Okay, so now there's one thing I want you to check. You see, if you tap on the background, it's only pixel lab that will appear on this your top right, so your top left. You can see what I'm saying. If you tap on the background, it's only that will appear. But if you tap on text, imagine this date that we wrote. If you tap on the text, you can see that the pen and this delete button actually appears. The delete button is for you to delete the text that you actually want to. You can delete that text out. Okay, you'll be asked to delete the selected object, so you can actually delete it out. Or you can also do what? You bring back the date. Okay, so if you don't tap on this date, on this selected text, you can see it actually disappears. But if you tap on the text, you now have that option, okay, that you can write. Now if you also tap on an image, okay, it will still appear. But if you tap on an empty background, you will not see that option. Okay, now when you tap on text, the option will appear and you see a biro. The biro is for writing, so you tap on it, you will be shown a place to write. Okay, you'll be shown a place to write where you can write Sparky Graphics. Okay, you can write Sparky Graphics there. So that is how to use the biro. Now if you tap on that biro again, you see a place that looks like 2 sheets of paper. You tap on it. This is for duplicate, like to duplicate your text. If you want your text to duplicate, so you tap on it. So now you can see that the Sparky Graphics appears twice. You can see this is another Sparky Graphics. If you want to duplicate any text, all you have to do is what? Just tap on that text. So if you want to duplicate this date, you tap on the date, click on your icon, tap on that duplicate icon. The stuff will actually duplicate. You can see the text, the date actually appears again. Okay, so now the next thing we have there is this icon. You tap on it. Okay, that is to increase the size of your text. Okay, when you tap on your text, that is to increase the size of your text. So if you come down here, you can now increase your text. You can see, move it, the text increases. You can see, so you reduce it to the size that you want, or you can use your plus icon. I can also use your subtraction icon here. You can see, so that is the function of that plus this stuff here, this stuff that looks like T. The next one you have here is your rotation. It's for rotation. This one, you tap on it, that is for you to rotate your design, sorry, your write-up. See, you can see the stuff is rotating now. So when you rotate it back towards the negative side, it goes this way. If you rotate it forward, plus sign, it goes this way. Okay, so that is the function of that rotation icon. So we'll get it back to 0. And once you return it back to 0, it stands straight. Okay, so that is that for that. Now another one we have there is we have this. Okay, This one is to help you, we call this relative position, is to help you position your write-up either at the center. You see, if you tap here, the stuff appears exactly at the center of your design. Okay, if you tap here, it goes straight to the edge, the left edge. If you tap here, it goes right edge. Tap down, it goes straight down. If you tap here, it goes to the center. Then if you tap here, it goes up. Okay, so that is how you can place your design at the appropriate place that you want. So if you want it to be at the center, you tap the center, it comes straight to the center. Okay, so that is that for that. Then the next one we have here is your color. If you want to add color to your text, okay, color to your text, any color you want. If you want your text to be blue, yellow, another blue, you have another one here, blue. Okay, if you want your text to be yellow, that is how to use that. Then if you tap on that color, you see a plus sign by the side. What is this plus sign for? If you tap on this plus sign, it will take you to this point, to this place, So now, if you don't want your yellow to be too deep, okay, you can use this stuff to make it lighter. You can see that the yellow becomes very light. You can see it here. If you check your, if you click on OK and you go back to your design, you can see that that yellow is quite different from the original one we had. So that is a function of this plus sign. It helps you to choose the color the way you want it. Okay, if you actually want, you can use this one also. Making the yellow to be dark. You can see now it changes. If you go back to your design, you see that that yellow actually changes. So this plus sign gives you the option of determining how you want your color to look like. Okay, so that is that for that. Now we come back here. Another one we have here is what this one is for you to choose whether you want your text to be in front or you want it to go behind. How do I mean? For instance, now if you see this text is in front of this picture. Have you seen? It's in front of this picture. So if you come here and you tap text should go behind, it has gone directly behind that picture. Okay, that text has gone behind that picture. So that is that. That text has gone behind. Okay, you can see where that Sparky Graphics is down here because you actually placed it behind. Okay, so you bring back your this thing. So now if you go back there, if you select that text, you tap on the text. Okay, now we click on this one is to go back, this one is now is to bring it forward. Okay, now that text is now that's come to the front, so I can now appear in front of that picture. So that is the importance of that. Okay, now we are done with that. The next thing we have, you have seen delete icon, is just to, this one is to delete any text. If you tap on it, you can actually delete any text. Okay, so now the next icon we have here is your save icon. Okay, when you make any design, the first thing you have to do is you need to save your design as a project, because when you save your design as a project, it gives you the option to go back to your design at any point in time to edit it. Okay, so if you check if you see my design, like my bottom left, you see some of my projects. Okay, let me click on it. You see some of my projects. These are projects that I have done. Okay, designs that I have designed. I have up to almost 100 designs, even not more than that. So if any client should come to me and ask me to make something similar to what I have already done, instead of me starting to design it again, I will just come to my project and do what, and tap on it and do what, and re-edit it. So now when you tap on that icon, you see save as a project. You click on save as a project, then you write the project name that you want to save this project as. Okay, once you type it, you can save it. You can type Sparky. You can use you can use SP to save. Okay, you have saved it already. Now you can save it. You have saved it. Now the next one here is save as image. Okay, so now you need to save your design. You don't need to save it as default. If you save it as default, it will not be too sharp. You are going to give your client a very a design that is not sharp. So you can either choose medium, high, or very high, but I prefer choosing medium because if you choose high, the MB that it will consume will actually be much, and you are making lots of design, so it will not consume your space. So it's advisable that you use medium. You save it as medium, okay? So you now click on save to gallery. When you click on save to gallery, it will automatically save to your gallery, okay? To save to your gallery. Now the next one is what? You have this icon here. This icon. What this icon is to bring you back to your previous work. For instance, if you see this text, this new text, I'm going to delete this text now. So if I mistakenly deleted this text, okay, let's tap on Sparky Graphics. I mistakenly deleted Sparky Graphics, okay. I've deleted that Sparky Graphics, but I discovered that I've deleted it. So in order not to type it again, to bring it back, all I have to do is what? I click on this icon. That Sparky Graphics actually does what? Comes back, okay. It comes back. Then the next one here is what? The same thing, still to save your design, okay. Or you can also share it to somebody. This one is your zoom, this thing to zoom your design to see it, okay. If you actually click on it and then you tap here, you tap on it, your design will actually zoom. You can see you are zooming it to see something. If you want to see something very well, you zoom it at the last level and you can actually edit any problem that you want. Then you can also do what? Reduce it back to the normal level. So that is the function of that. Then this stuff that is like a quotation sign is where you have lots of motivational quotes and text, okay. If you don't want to sit down and be thinking of motivation to write or something to write up, you can actually come here and select any text you want. You have motivation, you can click on it to select. You have motivation, you have success, you have friendship, you have happiness. So if you click on success, you will see lots of quotes on success. So all you have to do is what? Tap on any one you feel like using. You tap on it and you can say, would you like to use a selected text? You say yes. So now the text actually does what? Appears on your design. It actually appears on your design. You can see it appears on your design and you can use it instead of racking your brain to think of what to write. So you can actually use it and it makes things very easy for you, okay. Now the next thing we have is what? We have use image from gallery. When you tap on these three dots, use image from your gallery. If you want to use image from your gallery, you tap on it. The next one is full screen. If you want your work to be full screen, you can see everything now is on a full screen, okay. So on the full screen, you can get back to it. The next one, you tap on it. Export image. If you want to export your image, okay, that is still the same thing as saving your image, okay. The next one you have here is what? Image size, okay. That is your background, your image size. So we are working with 1280 by 1280. So now if I change this from this 1280 to 1500, okay, you can see that the background actually changes. The image size has changed automatically. So that is the function of that image size. The next one we have is what? Contact us. That is for to contact the Pixel Lab people. Then tutorials. This one is to help you on that their own tutorials. So that is that for them. And then you have recover, remove hats. All these ones are not necessary. Okay. Now we are done with everything on top of the Pixel Lab. Then we'll move down. So now the very first thing you have to do is what? If you want to work on a text, okay, if you want to work on the text, when you tap on the text icon here, we have this A alphabet stands for text, to work on text. So when you click on text, okay, everything that you need on a text will appear, okay. If you leave this text now, you can tap on an object, you see everything disappears. Why? Because you are working on an object, okay. So if you are working on an object, you will use this other one, which is for objects. So these are this A sign is for shape, sorry, it's for text. This other one is for objects, okay. That's where you can actually have options where you can work on objects. Hope you are getting me. So now for the text, you tap on your text. If you want to edit your text, you make sure that you are using the A alphabet. You tap on the A alphabet so they can actually have all the options you want. you have the edit icon, the delete icon, copy. I've already talked on this. Then if you want your text to go to the back, you tap on it. Go front, you tap on it. For instance, if you have your text here, if you want it to go back, you can see it actually goes back. Tap on front, it comes to the front. Okay. Then positioning, that is for you to position your design. You tap on it, you are using positioning. Shift to the left, shift to the right, come down, go. If you increase this stuff, as you increase it, the faster it goes. If you increase it, it goes faster, it comes down. If you continue, that's how it goes. So that is that for that. Another one is the relative position. I already talked on this. If you click on the center, the text appears on the center. Clicks to the right, it appears towards the right. Click down, comes down here to the center, goes up, and then to the side. Okay, so that is that for that. Then the next one we have here is the size. I talked on size already, how to increase the size. All these things we have them up there already. Okay, but I always prefer working with the ones down here because it makes things easier for me. Okay, so now the next thing we have here is padding. Okay, if you want your text to go one side, okay, that is what padding actually means. For instance, now for left padding, if you increase left padding, you can see the text is going towards the left. You can see like it's giving space at the left side. You can see lots of space on your left hand side. Okay, you can see lots of text. So you can see there are lots of text space, on your left hand side. So that is for the left padding. Then for the right padding, you can see the space now actually appears on your right side. You can see as you're increasing it, it appears on your right hand side. So that is what padding is for. That is what padding is for. Okay, so now we leave everything. So the next one is color. I already talked on color, how to add color to your text. And then if you want to select the part of your text you want color to appear, for instance, you want only this, for instance, you have this text and you want only that sum to have blue color. So what you have to do is what you highlight to that point. Okay, you come here, highlight that sum, okay, to that sum. You can see now, you select here, then you come down, you choose the color that you want to use. You tap on color, you choose the color, you say, okay, I want that to be blue. You can see only that sum is blue. Then you also want achieve great this thing to have another color. Okay, you can see that others to achieve as well. You want it to have black color. You can see now that one is another color entirely. So that is how you can play around colors with your text. Okay, that is that about color. I talked about this plus sign, the function of this plus sign already. So that is still the same thing. And then gradient. That's if you want your text to have gradient. Okay, this is for gradient. That is that for that. Okay, gradient is actually not like color. Gradient is just to make it kind of not too sharp. Okay, that is the beauty of gradient. Then the next one we have is what your texture. If you want to add texture to your design, texture is just for instance, now I tap on texture, it will open this point. You click on this stuff to take it to your gallery. When it takes to your gallery, you can choose anything you want to use as your texture. Okay, I can decide that I want my design to carry something like this. So I'll just select that little part. You can see I'll just select that little part, then I click on OK. Okay, you can now see that my text now carries that texture of that background that I said I used. Okay, you can see now. So that is the beauty of texture. Okay, you can use gold texture. If you have anything gold, you can select gold. If you have anything silver, you can select silver. So everything depends on you. Then opacity, I talked on opacity. To reduce opacity, you can see now the opacity of the text is reduced. You can reduce it up to a point that you don't even see the text anymore. If it's 0, you cannot see the text anymore. If you now increase it, you can see the text very well. So that is the beauty of opacity. Now the next one here is to rotate. I talked on this already. Rotate to here. I talked on this already. Make it 0. Okay, then another one is to mask your text. That is to crop some part out. Okay, so you see the effect of masking something. You can see if you click on this, some part of the text has been erased. So that is that. Mask is just to cover some part. That is what mask actually means. So you cover some part of it. So that is that for masking. Then font. Tap on font. You can select any font that you want, the one you want to use. You see, I have actually changed it. I can use this one. I can use this one. I can use this one. Any font type you want to use. That is that for font. Then the next one is style. Style is you have your bold, your italics, then you have underline. Okay, so you can bold your text. You can see if you tap on bold, it has already bold. If you want it to turn italics, you can see it's now italicized. Then if you want to if you don't want it to be that way, you tap on this T that is crossed to go back to its normal size. If you want to underline it, tap on underline. It has been underlined. You can see that if you want it to go back to the normal the way it was, click on this point. It will now go back to the way it was. Now the next one is curve. If you want your text to be curved, actually this is used for logos. Okay, if you want your text to bend, you can see it's now bending. You can see now. You can see the text is bending. If you want it to bend to the left, okay, you can see it's now bending this side. Let me use another text. Let me use another text. Go back so that you get what you want. So now let's use Sparky Graphics. Okay. Let's leave this one. Let's use Sparky Graphics. The color of Sparky Graphics is not clear, so let's select a nice color that you can see. Let's use black. So now for Sparky Graphics here, let's go back to baby. Okay, we have curve. So if you go here, you can see it's bending towards this side. It's used for, you can use it to do your logo. Then if you take it back, it's now bending towards the left hand side. You can see. So that is the function of that bending. That is what you use it for. Then your background, you can see if you want a background for your text, that is how to select it. Choose a color. You can choose this color for your background. You can choose white. You can see now you have a background for your text. Now the next one is to align. That is if you have lots of text. For instance, you choose, let's choose another write-up. Like this write-up now. If it's this write-up, if you want to check alignment, let's go to align. You click on align. You want it to all of them to be towards your left. You can see all of them goes to the left hand side. If you tap on the one center, all of them goes to the center. If you tap on this, all of them goes to your right hand side. So that is the beauty of it. You can also justify it. All of them are aligned. So that is that for alignment. Then for spacing, you can actually space the letters. Okay, so this is for letter spacing. You space the letters and there's too much space between the letters. Okay, take it back. If you want it to be too close, you can see they are now too compacted. I can barely read it. Okay, then if you want to space it by words, that's using words, spacing it by words, you can see each of the words are being spaced. Okay, you can also actually return it back to its original. Let's take it back to 0 so that okay, we have a normal listing. So that is that for spacing. And then for line spacing, you can see you are spacing the line. The line is being spaced. You can also make it very close. You can see. So that is the beauty of this. It's very awesome. Pixel Lab is very nice. When you get to use it, you are appreciating more. So now the next one is stroke. You can add stroke to your text. Tap on it. You can see that each of the text now has stroke. We are using black here. You can also use, you can change it. You can see another color. Then your stroke width, you can control the level of stroke you apply. So when you go down, you see where you see stroke width. So if you take it down, if you reduce it to 3, you see it's reducing. Take it to 2, it's reducing. But if you now increase it, see, you can see now. So you can see the beauty of graphics. You can see how it appears now. So everything depends on what you actually want. Okay. So that is that for stroke. We were on stroke. Okay. Now the next one is what? Shadow. You can add shadow to your design. Okay. let's remove this. Okay, now the next one is shadow. You can add shadow to your design. Then you can increase the blur radius. If you want the shadow to be too much, you increase the blur radius. Okay, you can reduce the blur radius or you increase it. Then the opacity, I talked on this already. That is opacity of the shadow. If you want the shadow to show too much, if you don't want it to show too much, you reduce it. If you want it to show too much, you now increase the opacity. So that is that for the shadows. Okay, the next one is inner shadow. If you want your write-up to have shadow inside the text, okay, you can actually reduce the blur radius so that it will be nice. You can see now that I've reduced the blur radius, it actually appears very awesome and beautiful. You can see. So that is that for that. Now the next thing we will do is embossment. You can emboss your text. You can see embossment. Embossment gives beauty to your design, to your text. You can see. That's the beauty of embossment. Okay. We have other options down here in which you appreciate when you are doing logo. We really use embossment when we are doing logo designs. Okay. Now the next thing here is perspective. Okay, you can see you can attach perspective to your design. You can move it to this side. You can also move it to this side. You can see. So that is perspective for you. You can move it forward like this, or you can bring it back to this other side, or you bring it back. So that is the beauty of perspective. Then 3D rotate. If you want to rotate your design, you can see. Okay, or you take it this way, or you take it this way. So that is that for that. That is how to rotate for rotate. I'm trying to show you so that you can appreciate everything. Now, if you want your text to be on 3D text, you can see it's now in 3D shape. But to make it more better, you reduce the blur radius. Okay, reduce the depth. Okay, reduce the depth. Make it like 5 or 2. You see, you can now appreciate it more. You don't need to make your stuff too much. Just add a little of it, and then the beauty will actually show. Now the next one we have here is 3D shadow. That is on your 3D text to apply the shadow. Is basically the same thing I talked about on shadow. Then reflection. If you want your text to reflect down, you can see vertical offset. Okay, you can see. Let me take the text up. You can see the text now reflecting downwards. You can see. So that is the beauty of reflection. Now we are done with text. Okay, we are done with text. Let's delete text out. The next thing we have here is object. As you can see, you pick this let's work with this object. Let's work with the shape. Okay, let's take this out. So when you come to your object, if you tap on the object and then you don't click this stuff that is down here, and your icon is still on the letters for write-ups, you will not see what you want. So once you tap on the shape, also tap on the object icon. You can see. So now all the options appears that you can actually use to make your design. So everything is basically the same as that of text. Okay, if you want to crop, copy, move to front, move to back, position, relative position, everything is the same as that of the text. You have stroke, you have erase, mask, color. You can also erase color. If you want to erase any color, you can see. If you want to erase color, so when you click on erase color, you tap on this ink to help you select the color that you want to erase. If you want to erase yellow color, you say, okay, this is yellow color. Tap on yellow color, actually disappears automatically. So that is the beauty of erasing color. You also have rotate to rotate your design. So it's still the same thing. Okay, everything is the same. 3D shape, perspective, shadow, inner shadow, and still embossment. So everything is still the same. So now we move to your background. When you're done with your design, you can decide to choose the background you want to use. You can select any color. If you want to use color, you can select color. You can decide to use black color for your design. You can see colors here. Several colors you want to use for your background. This one is for background. You can see this. The A one is for letters. This other one here is for objects. Okay. The next one is for background. You can also decide to use a transparent background. Okay. This one is for image size. I talked on this already, to choose the size of your image that you want. That's the size of your background. Then you can also decide to use image. You have image here, that's for your background. You can select any one. As you can see, the background is changing automatically. Okay, so that is that. Then you can also select your background from your gallery. If you have any background that you want to use from your gallery, so you can check your gallery, tap on your gallery. That is if you have downloaded any background that you want to use. So you click on your gallery, take it automatically to your gallery. You click on it. I have lots of background here on my phone already, so I'll just choose one of them. Wait for it to load. I'll just choose one background and use so that you can appreciate it. So now I've downloaded lots of background, so you can actually use any background that you want. For instance, I have a background here. Let me just use this one so that you can move very fast. If you have a background here, select on it, click on OK. You see the background actually appears. So that is the beauty of Pixel Lab. I think I've shown you everything you need to know on Pixel Lab. Okay, this one is to, you tap on this one, you can rotate your background, add this. Okay, you can see the beauty of it. Then you can add stripes to your background, you can see. Okay, then other stuffs, lots of other stuffs on this last one. Okay, you can increase the brightness of your background. You can see that one is still on background. You can see the beauty of it. So as you get to design more, you will get to appreciate Pixel Lab, because there's nothing you cannot do with your Pixel Lab. You can play around all the items here and come out with a very, very nice design. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope that you put everything into work, and I'm sure you're definitely you have learned one or two things from this video. Thank you very much, and see you guys very soon. Take care.